How do I start?
I hope it doesn't knock that over.
I know, I'm like
How do I
staring.
start? Okay, ready? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little different. I thought about it because I'm currently in the process of transferring out of community college, and through my search of YouTube videos about community college, I realized that there's this like gap of no one really talks about what they do in community college. They only talk about what they do in order to transfer out. They don't really talk about the experience. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of talk about it with my two best friends. You guys already know them. This is Oshina. This is Raylan. We all go to the same community college, which is Pasadena City College. We're all in our spring semester right now. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the video. The first thing I wanted to ask all of us and talk about is why we chose to go to community college first. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Oshina start, since all of our experiences are different. It's never really the same.
Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so I applied. They didn't apply to any schools.
Oh yeah, just
in high school they didn't apply. And so I took my SAT 3 times. I did the applications. I applied to like 5 schools, and I ended up choosing GCU, which is Grand Canyon University, and it's in Phoenix, Arizona. Initially my major was physical therapy, so I went. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. I ended up dropping out after my first semester, and I came home and I took a semester off and I worked. And while I was working, I was trying to figure out where to go and what major I wanted to do, because I didn't want to do physical therapy anymore. I wanted to do like something more creative, so I was looking into like art schools like FITM and AI, but it was just too expensive. So then I ended up just signing up at PCC because they went there, and I was like, why not? I mean, I already work with them, so like, why not just go? So I went, and I'm still there.
My turn?
Yeah.
In high school, like Ocean said, I didn't really think about college, honestly. I didn't really want to go. But, so I went into PCC because I heard that it was a better school than GCC.
So, the backstory, in our district or area, we went to Glendale High. The immediate like community college is Glendale Community College, but since, well, personally I didn't want to go to Glendale Community College because I felt like going there and seeing a bunch of people from my high school would feel like the same, so I didn't want to go, so I went to PCC, and so did
Yeah, so we started going there, but when I started I was undecided. I had no idea what I wanted to do. So my mom convinced me that it's a better way to save money. You know, I think that's it.
Yeah. The reason why I went to community college is it's more practical, I think. I feel like the stigma with going to community college is that sometimes you weren't smart enough to get into college or something like that. I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like in our high school specifically. It's just that
it's just like a stereotype. Like, people like, oh, you're going to community college, like
they look at you as if you weren't good enough to get into school. But I didn't even apply to college. I'm not gonna say I wasn't into college. It's just that my freshman year of high school, I had this I remember telling people that, oh, I'm not going to college. I'm not going to college. Because I didn't know anything about American college, because my parents are...
Sorry.
What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
You would also say, like, because then I remember I would ask you, like, so what are you going to do? And you're just like, I'm just going to be like a stay-at-home mom.
Oh my god, I'm so different from what...
You're like, I just don't see myself working that much.
Yeah. That's so weird.
That is weird, because you're like the total opposite.
Yeah. So basically, I didn't know anything about American college systems, so I never really looked into it either. And also, I had no idea about majors, minors, anything like that, so I didn't want to apply. I didn't even know how to apply for college. I didn't even know what I wanted to put. I didn't know that you could put undecided. I didn't know. It was just like insane to me that you need to figure out what you want to do right out of high school. Like, all I knew in high school was cheer, cheer, school events, and like stuff like that. ASB. So I like being involved. It's just I didn't know, like, it just wasn't a focus of mine. So basically, like, why I went to community college was to save money. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to waste like time.
And I feel like community college is like the best thing for that if you're in that situation. Like, if you think about it, like, all of these kids go to like a 4-year because like they know they have to go to college, or like they want to go to college, or they just don't know what for. And you waste thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're sitting in an undecided major until your junior year, and you're like, oh, maybe I want to do this.
Yeah, and you can take the same classes that you need for your GEs at a community college.
Yeah, because they transfer over. Called transfer. Anyways, but yeah, that's basically why we chose to go to community college. The second part that I want to talk about and bring up is, how did we start, like, as freshmen in a community college, or like, what was? It's like a weird question. Basically, like, how was the beginning? How did you start? How did you navigate, and like, what do you do? What is community college like, essentially?
I was really lost. Okay, so when I applied for GCU, you have a meeting with your representative, and like literally we met up with him at Starbucks, and he showed us the breakdown of my tuition.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he met up with us at Starbucks, showed the breakdown of my tuition, my scholarships, and what was that, the money aspect. And then he was like, okay, and this is the classes for your major. This is what you're taking your freshman year, your first semester, your second semester, then your sophomore year, your junior year, and then this is when you're graduating, and that's your last year. And like, they have all of your classes planned out for you. You didn't need to do it on your own. And so when I like was registering for PCC, I was like
so lost.
I was like, so what do I take? Like, what are the GEs? Like, I don't know. Like, is there a list? Is there like is there a guide like to tell me what to do? Because I was so like confused. So I literally asked my brother, and I was like, well, what classes do I take? And he just gave me random classes, and I signed up for them, and I was like, okay. And that was it. Like, that's how I got into classes. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
When was your first semester at PCC?
Fall. We graduated 16. So fall 17. I don't think I figured out my classes until last semester.
Okay, the way that California community colleges work, there's this thing called IGETC. It's the... What does it stand for? Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum? Credit? I don't know. Basically, it's this like guideline of classes that you need to take and able to transfer, but you also have to correspond it with assist.org, which means like which of these classes that you take in the IGETC portion transfer over to the university that you want to transfer into. So a lot of our classes, we kind of have to figure out which classes we needed to take to go ahead to see if it transfers over, because you need a minimum of 60 transferable credits to transfer to a UC or a Cal State. Private schools have like different, sometimes they care, sometimes they don't, but basically that's what we were doing. And in a community college, you don't really get a counselor to do everything for you.
Yeah, like it's not assigned.
It's more of you're on your own. And I get why. Like, there's just there's a lot of kids that go to community college, and not everybody's on the same goal. So trying to assign a counselor for everybody is just like forcing kids to meet with doctors, kind of, if that makes sense. But yeah, so all of us had to do our own schedules. They also give you like a registration date, and you have to basically fight your way fight your way into a class. The amount of times I've been waitlisted in a class and I had to crash and come just to see if the professor would like let me in. Basically like once a semester or like twice a semester.
I've literally pretended to be them in my class. So I was 3 people in my class to get ad codes.
For us to be in that class.
They could be in my class.
And that was specifically for our speech class.
And psych.
Yeah. And
oh yeah, you did that for us.
yeah.
I did.
And then sometimes there's just professors that even though you're on the wait list and you're there to see if you're gonna get off the wait list to get into the class, they kick you out because you're on the wait list. And they won't even give you an ad code. That's what happened to our speech class. That's why we went to her speech class. And then we ended up taking speech together. But yeah, basically, I started community college right out of high school, like the fall right out of high school. And I only took like 3 classes. I took 1 major GE class, which is English 1A and PCC. At GCC it's 101. So basically like just college, the beginning college English requirement. And I also took theater arts and Italian history. It's you know, it just filled the requirements.
There are some classes that are just straight up like
you just show up and you get the credit and you get an A.
And then there's some classes like our history class that we took
where you have to grovel.
Remember the one we just took?
Oh, that one was hard.
I didn't pass. That was the second time I took it.
They get all the easy teachers. Honestly, I've had hard teachers. I don't understand.
I don't know. I
Especially
just,
you.
Oh, also a helpful tool is Rate My Professor. If you've never looked at that.
I never go on there.
They never go. I always go. Maybe that's why. But
it's just hard to use. I can never find my professors.
Yeah, so those classes weren't as hard, and I still had no like deeper at that point in that semester. I kind of was just going to school because everybody was going to school. That's all. All I knew is that if I'm enrolled in at least 3 classes, I'm doing what everybody else is doing, so I'm in the clear. But I still had no like deeper understanding of transferring and the process of transferring until like literally last semester. No.
And I think that also has to do with like you figuring out like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like because that's when you got really interested in like your major and
yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is what I want to do for sure.
Yeah, because I went in as a business administration major because everybody was doing business administration, and I was all like, okay, I guess. Yeah, and also you guys shouldn't ever feel pressured about choosing a major right away, because I didn't even choose. So I switched from business administration to communications off of a friend's recommendation. I didn't even do it because I searched up what communications was. My friend was basically like, oh, have you ever heard of the major communications? I didn't even know it was a major. I didn't even know what it was. And I was like, oh, it sounds like a practical thing. I'll do it. And then I didn't connect to the major until spring of 2018. So last year. And then now that's my major and I love it, basically.
It took me 2 years.
Tell them about your journey.
My journey. Wait, what was the first question that you guys started off with?
How did you start, like in 2016, fall 2016?
Fall 2016. Honestly, when you guys mentioned orientation, did PCC even have orientation?
It was online.
It was online.
Because
yeah.
I did not do
it's
that.
It's literally like, what do they ask you? It's just like questions and then
they tell you about
take
the
a
campus.
tour of the campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't
tour.
do that. So when my first semester, I started off with I think 4 or 5 classes.
I remember you took 5 and I thought you were crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. For me, it was. I was lost. I was really lost.
Okay, so what's your major now and why?
My major now is graphic designing. Same as Ocean. No.
Oh yeah, we never really talked about majors. What's your major?
Yours?
Mine is interior design.
Interior.
Okay, so you came from
Physical therapy, then to hospitality, and then from business, and then to interior design.
Yeah.
I don't know why we.
Don't be scared to change your major.
It's not hard. It's just a title on your little.
Yeah.
On your transcript, basically, that they keep there until you're officially done.
Okay, so I chose graphic design because I like art. I really do. You know, I like creating things, even though it's bad, you know, but it's still art, because art can be like anything.
What do you mean bad
want.
though?
she's undermining her.
Yeah,
her
ability.
You know how people hate on their own work?
Oh yeah.
So,
I get you. She's no, my God, you send me
not
Snapchats of your
confident.
stuff all the time, and I'm just like, whoa.
Didn't know you had that.
Didn't know you had that in you.
But yeah, I wanted to see where that can go and see where I can make my future with that.
That's good.
Thank you.
I like it. The next portion that we're gonna go into is what we actually do at community college. We actually go to class. But yeah, so during our time at community college, did we join clubs?
Okay. No.
No, we did not.
Ocean,
join clubs.
did you?
We joined like nightclubs.
No, not like that.
That's it.
No, we did not join clubs. Not because we're not interested, but only because we all work.
We do work, yes.
I don't think we would have made the time and effort to join a club, which it probably would have been helpful. But realistically, I don't have time. It isn't specifically just because we all have jobs or that we don't have time. It's also because sometimes at a community college, it's hard to find a place where you belong, because a lot of people think of community college as a pass-by, more of a, I'm in school, this is my school. It's more of a, I'm just here for temporary reasons. Yeah. So that's how I saw it, and I feel like that's how they saw it too. But there are also a lot of other people on campus that they live for that stuff. Like they want, this is their school, they're like, I'm here, I might as well make the best out of it. And like, I wish some part of me was kind of like that, but at the same time, when you're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, whatever, like there's just, you don't want to worry about it because you're worrying about working and also maintaining your grades.
But like also going back to like how people really just like, it's really hard to make friends in community college. And like for me, just in general, it's hard for me to make friends because I'm just really quiet. But like in community college, it's so different. I remember like the first week I was at GCU, everyone left their doors open. Everyone would come into your dorm and say hi because they wanted to make friends, because they saw themselves living there for 4 years, you know?
4 years, yeah.
So like you have to make friends. Like it's kind of like a necessity. Otherwise you're just kind of stuck there with no one. And in PCC or like go community college, it's like you have your hometown friends. So it's like you go to class, you meet up with them. Like you're not really introducing yourself to anyone new. Like there's no need to.
Yeah.
I mean, my first year, I actually made a couple friends. At this one area of the school, it's like actually in the front. It's called the Pond. I met a lot of people there, but it's not like lifelong friends. Like it's not the connection that people at university have. Like you know, when say like a sorority or something, you know, they make lifelong friends. But the people in community college, it's just, it's more like, you know, like, hey, what's up? You know, like, how's your day? Hope everything is well.
Like casual friends. It's basically, it's like, it's not hard to make friends. It's also the type of person that you are. It's just that when you go to college, you make these friends, you see them as like lifelong friends, or the people you're going to see for the next 4 years. At community college, you see them as the people you're going to leave behind. And it's like, as brutal as it sounds, that's basically like the way, like that's the truth. You're not, I mean, like I've made a couple friends, but not enough to like stick. I've made friends in my classes, but I've never hung out with them outside of class.
Like, yeah, you're gonna have those like classroom relationships, but it's not like you're gonna leave the classroom and like probably walk past them and not say anything.
Yeah, like after that class is over, you're probably gonna see those people again, and you're just gonna be like,
I think this is like the one thing that I wish
was different.
Yeah, about community college, because like I want to make like lifelong friends.
I feel like that's also really hard for people to like get the motivation to go to school at community college, because it's like you don't have that, you don't have anything to look forward to. And like, yeah, sometimes we get lucky and our schedule is the same, so like we get to see each other in between our classes or whatever, but like this semester our schedules are all different and we don't see each other at all.
Another thing I want to point out is in community college there's office hours. office hours was a new thing for me that I personally, I've never gone to office hours. Office hours is basically like the professor has their office and they have these things called office hours where any student can go and ask questions. These are the type of things at community college that will really help you, but
or college in general.
Or college in general, like it'll really help you. Whenever people tell you like make connections with your professors, that's totally true. But you don't have to like go out of your way to kiss their ass. Like just be nice. Email once in a while.
That you're
interested in your education. So personally, I've always just emailed teachers about things, but I've never really gone to office hours. The last thing about what I want to talk about is the environment in community college. Well, we kind of like talked about it a little. Since we live in Southern California, we're around a lot of pretty major schools. Like for example, Oshina's little sister goes to Occidental, which is a private school. I've visited, have you guys ever visited USC?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I visited USC.
I was with her, but I've also gone
her
before.
boyfriend goes to CSUN. Our friends basically like they're all over the place. But the environment in a community college and a private college is so different, especially because it doesn't like, not meaning like social class wise, basically like how it's different when you're at a community college and there's a variety of different people coming from many different backgrounds versus when you go to a private or like a state school. You can just tell that everybody is more invested, like everybody is more invested in their education than people at a community college. I feel like that's also so hard as to why there's always this like thing where people are always saying like, oh, you need to go to community college for 2 years to transfer out. We're going on our 3rd year.
Yeah.
And it's not anything bad. It's just that's the way that we do it. That's the way that
that's the pace we move.
move. And also, I'm not saying that like the community college environment has a total like influence on how we're doing it. But when you're around a bunch of people who's into your education versus not everybody's into their community, it motivates you versus like, oh, everybody else is doing this, so like I'm gonna do it too. It's not like that. It's more of like an unconscious thing.
Like like a good way to explain it, it's not that like people that go to community college aren't motivated to get out of there. It's just that they're just motivated to get out of there. Yeah. They're not there for their education. They're there to move on.
Yeah, and sometimes when in the middle of that motivated to get out of there, you lose yourself in taking so many classes that you fail or like you drop out, which is natural because also a lot of people that go to community college like us work or have other obligations. Yeah. As opposed to like people who go to those schools, they're in a 4-year.
You know, actually thinking about it, a lot of people that go to universities don't really work. What's it called? They
work less hours. Like the hours we work are kind of insane.
We're insane.
Like we're basically working full-time jobs and going to school full-time, and it's like kind of, you can't do both. Like you can obviously you can.
We're doing it.
It's just a lot harder, and it's like you just have to
we're just
really
doing
push
it
through.
Yeah. Where are we at now in terms of our educational journey?
You start first because you're almost done.
Okay, so I have already, well, since I barely connected with my major just last semester, I wasn't realizing that I was actually almost done. I always thought that since I worked and like I never really did school full time, not in terms of like classes, but in terms of units, because they count your full time or part time by units. I've always been taking like 3 classes at a time instead of 4 or 5, 6. But I didn't think I was done until one day Raylan wanted to go to a counselor and I just went with her and I realized, oh my god, I'm done. So I applied to college back in November 2018. It's now April. I found out I should be receiving a bunch of my decisions now. I've been accepted to 3 so far. I didn't tell you guys, I got redirected from Fullerton.
Yeah, you did tell us we were there.
Oh yeah? Okay, yeah, I got redirected from Fullerton. I got into Cal Poly Pomona, Cal State, Dominguez Hills, and UCSB. Woohoo! My top choices, I applied to 9 colleges, but my top choices are UCLA, USC, and UCSB right now. But USC is definitely a top. Right now I work 3 jobs. 3 jobs, sometimes 4. I work as a customer service rep at a gymnastics gym that Oshina also works at. I work for 3. I work for 3 different families that I nanny for. You know, college students really get on that nannying job. Really cool. So yeah, that's me right now. I'm waiting on my decisions. I'm currently in my last semester at PCC. I'm taking 3 classes, which is linguistics, statistics, and biology. All very hard, all very scary. I'm scared to death that I'm gonna fail, but you know, I'm still doing it. Waiting for my decisions, and here supporting my best friends in their journey.
Last semester I took 3 classes, and this semester I am taking 3 also. But if I took 1 more class last semester and 2 more classes this semester, I would have been done. I would have been ready to transfer, but some things came up.
As it does.
It does,
normal.
yeah. So I won't be transferring this year. So I'm working 1 job. I'm a waitress right now. I used to be a manager, but I quit because
School.
I don't want to say.
Okay.
No, it's bad for the company.
I don't know. Okay, go.
But yeah, honestly, I kind of wish, I really do regret dropping the 4th class from last semester. I regret not taking 5 classes this semester, but you know, stuff happens. Like, I have to pay for my classes. I don't get financial aid.
Oh.
I haven't been for like a year.
I work at a gymnastics
Facility.
with Jilly. I work in like the little pro snack shop or whatever. I also work at Bath and Body Works, which is super fun.
Shout out Bath and Body Works.
Yay!
Why are you guys whispering?
I don't know. So yeah, I work there, and then I take care of my little sister whenever I have time. So not as much anymore like after classes, but more like towards like after the weekend. But the weekends are crazy for me because I work in the morning, and then I work in the afternoon or evening, and then I come here.
She basically works weekends.
But she's babysitting right now.
I am. She's
at
asleep.
the second.
How's your semester looking like?
I am taking 4 classes.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's good,
girl.
Last semester I took 6 classes. I was looking at my transcripts and I was like, I took 6 classes. I only passed 1.
So right now you're taking 4.
So far I'm chilling. I'm focusing.
Oh yes, right now our grades are good.
Oh my god. You guys
We're passing all our classes.
Financial aid. Financial aid is how you get through college. Raylan doesn't get financial aid.
I got it the first year.
I get financial aid. Ocean gets financial aid. And financial aid isn't about like you personally. It's about your parents. So financial aid, it depends on like the type of work your parents do and how much they earn, and that's kind of reflects on how much financial aid gives to you.
Like how much you can afford to put in your education, basically.
So my financial aid is different from Ocean's financial aid. That's like another thing. Since I am a DACA recipient, I get financial aid through the DREAM Act, and then she gets financial aid through FAFSA. Yeah. So it's like 2 different things. I could do a separate video about that, but like basically we get financial aid. The financial aid I get is a BOG waiver, meaning my tuition is waived all I have to pay are the health fees that the school has. How about you?
Well, I also get BOG. So basically, because I qualify for financial aid and the BOG waiver, basically the BOG is like they cover what she just said. They cover your tuition and everything. And the financial aid is like it's supposed to cover whatever the
Other
school
expenses.
can't cover.
Yeah.
So she has to pay for her health fees. I don't, because my financial aid covers that, and it's a $31 fee.
Yeah.
So whatever the school doesn't take, I am able to use that towards books, art supplies, parking permits.
Yeah. So
Like,
basically, aren't they called like disbursements
yeah,
or reimbursements?
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
disbursements.
Yeah, I don't get disbursements, and I don't know if that's because I applied late for the Dream Act, but I've never really gotten disbursements.
Wait, that's the one when they give you money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got that either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's different.
You have to apply through fafsa.gov.ca, I think. And you put in all of your information. Your parents have to upload their taxes, and then they basically review it, and then they say, okay, if you turn it in on time, you get all of these grants. So basically, if you turn it in on time, you get a Cal grant.
Yeah.
And then you get
I
a
did
Pell
that this year.
grant, and then you get all of these. And then it offers you 2 loans. The loans you don't have to take, and then I haven't been getting the Cal grant because I applied super late, so I just get the Pell grant. And the earlier you apply, the more money you're able to get.
Remember what I needed to say earlier, with the whole where am I at now? When they what the hell? When they mention that I'm not graduating. I'm transferring before them. Also, at community college, you can also attain an associate's degree for transfer, and are you guys doing that?
You are.
Probably.
Aren't you?
I'm doing that, but I didn't know I was doing that. But
And
I'm
then
doing
doesn't that
that.
mean if you just hit the 60 credits?
Yeah, you get a degree.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah. No,
We
well,
are-
no. There's like certain classes that you have to take.
Like what?
Did it also fulfill? Like for me, linguistics 10 is required for the degree, but I don't need to take it and able to get into a certain college. Does that make sense?
So you only need to take it if you want to get the associate's degree.
Yeah. And I figured it was just one class, I might as well do it.
Oh, so
yeah.
that's how you take
So
it.
I'm getting that. So I'm leaving community college with an associate's degree. And the reason why I am finishing before them is because I did dual enrollment at GCC and PCC. So while you're at a certain school for a certain semester, they set these units for each semester. So basically, since a winter and a summer session is shorter than a fall and a spring semester, they kind of cap you off at 2 classes, which is like max 6 units per semester. But what I did to cheat the system was, because I'm insane, I did I did 6 units at PCC and an extra 3 units at GCC for the winter. So I always did like either 3 classes at PCC and 2 classes at GCC.
The thing
So
is,
I was doing both at the same time.
it works for her because she took online classes. And online classes are tricky because only take them if you know that you're gonna stay on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person who, like, online classes are good because if you're busy, it's a good thing to, like, not have to have a scheduled time where you have to, like,
Be in there.
be in a classroom because you could have a
Do it.
shift at work.
Yeah.
So, like, you just have to be on top of it, and if you're not on top of it, you fail.
Yeah.
Like
So
me.
doing the dual enrollment was more of like I was able to do it, like, so it kind of depends on how the type of workload you're prepared to take on. So for me, online classes, I actually like them better compared to
I hate them.
yeah, compared to like
I don't
in
like
class.
reading, and you have to read. Like,
I'm
nonstop.
more like driven, because like in online classes they also have like due dates. I don't know, I like due dates, but yeah.
I do, but I like to be present. I like someone to be there, like, watching me, like, you're gonna do this, right? I don't have the patience to just sit at home and be on my computer, because if I'm at home and if I have free time, I'm gonna take advantage of it.
I think it actually depends on the teacher also, because we took a history class online and it was really hard.
Yeah, we were taking the same history class at the same time, and she had one teacher and I had another teacher, and like her teacher was being such a bitch.
You took that at the same time as us?
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
But then
Like me and Raylan were not.
It was a winter semester also.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was also taking English 1A online. It was actually better. I passed it. You know, everything was fine. She was more organized.
It depends by class then. Yeah.
Yeah. And then speaking about the dual enrollment, it's actually good. I'm actually doing it right now. I've been doing it since winter, and it's going quicker, and I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes like there's classes at PCC. I haven't done it because it's complicated.
Yeah, you don't need
But PCC is very packed.
Very.
Yeah, it's like the classes are, especially science classes, are so hard to get there.
I was
like,
waitlisted.
yeah, like there's just no way you're gonna get a science class at PCC. So you have to go to GCC to get your science or to get your whatever class.
And that's totally fine, just as long as, like, PCC and GCC for us are, like, in the middle of where we live. So it's not that far of a drive. But if it works for you, it works for you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's totally fine. This is the last part, is basically what we want you to take away from this video, since we did say a lot. The main thing that I want to say is that don't be embarrassed to go to community college. One, it has a lot of benefits as opposed to like all the benefits that you get from going to a 4-year, and don't ever feel ashamed for going to community college. Everyone is different. Everybody learns a different way. Everybody is at a different pace, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, there will be times when you tell people you go to community college, and they just look at you like, oh, okay, you know, like, yeah.
They just kind of brush you off.
Yeah.
But honestly, you're getting the same education as them. You're just paying less.
But don't ever feel embarrassed if your path is different from others. Personally, going to community college, I felt like I was getting left behind. Socially, educationally. I feel like everybody else was doing already bigger things in life and I was still behind.
Yeah.
And like now that I think about it, I shouldn't be sad about it. It's just, that's how my life is, and that's okay. And I'm not like sad about it. I like my life.
Also, like, don't compare yourself to other people in community college. Like, all three of us are on different, like, levels. Like, Julie's just finishing so much faster than me and Raylan would have.
No, actually, to be honest, I was very insecure about that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I was also really proud of my best friend, you know, like, moving on.
Yeah.
But they taught me to just, you know, that I'm going at my own pace.
Yes.
Everyone works differently, like...
That's literally what I said.
Everyone has something going on, you know, like everything happens, like stuff happens.
When you go to school, when you go to community college, don't think about it as, I'm just here to get out. I mean, like, yeah, you're thinking about it like that, but don't just strictly think about getting out. Learn something. Like, these classes are the same as all the other classes you're going to take at a 4-year, like, and don't think get out as in rush out. Because if you're going to do that, you're just going to fail more classes that you want, and then you're just going to be wasting more time doing them over and over again. But at the same time, if that's the way you learn, then that's the way you learn. But don't compare yourself. Don't rush it. It's fine. Take your time. Know where you're at. Know what you're doing. And just, like, be in the moment, you know? Be in the moment. And last thing is always celebrate your little accomplishments, even if they're that tiny. You always have to remember that getting a certain grade, passing a certain class, getting into a certain class, celebrate them, because like overlooking them and not even appreciate them for a little, you're gonna realize later on that you're like, oh, I should have like cherished my time at community college more than,
or just your success.
Yeah, your success. Like, this is a life thing now. Like, just celebrate the little things. Don't stress too much. Stress gives you stress lines, wrinkles. I don't know. Because now that we're doing this video, I just think about it and like I'm proud of all of us.
We've been through it.
We've been through it. Like the height of it, just this last year. Like you also have to take into account all the personal things that go on. We've been through it.
Can you believe Jilly will be in USC?
Stop! Don't
soon enough. Soon enough.
But oh yeah, you're right.
That's not wood, you guys.
Oh my god, where's the wood? There's wood in here somewhere.
This is not wood. What do you mean it's
That's
not
the
wood?
wood. That's wood.
That's literally like paste.
This is why
Drywall.
she's an interior designer.
Yeah, there's wood in here. Okay, but yeah, if you guys have any more questions, if we didn't cover it, which I'm trying so hard to think what we didn't cover because we covered a lot. If we didn't cover anything you might be wondering, any comments you have, if we said something wrong, leave them down below so that we can help you, help us, help you.
Any comment, good
Any
or
comment.
bad.
Good or bad. Share with your friends. Share with your family. I don't know. I don't care. I do care.
Get an education.
Get an education. Stay educated. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
You guys sound like you're in an ad or a commercial.
This is how YouTube is, no? I need to find out how to
I don't
like
know,
do my
I watched
outro.
Jeffree
and
Star.
subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
And
I'm not a YouTuber.
Hit that. Okay, so like this video. Comment down below anything you might want to know about us.
And
Anything.
future videos.
And
Instagram.
future video. Oh, I'll leave all of their socials right here.
No, yours.
Mine is already down there. Yours is gonna be right here.
Oh,
in
you
my
don't
hand.
say it?
No, I don't.
Like
And
James
I
Charles?
will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Am I too light?